What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 338.2, the Pacers Report with Mike Rich. This week, taking a look at the state of the franchise and kind of reviewing the summer, of course, with Mike Rich. Also, with our NBA guy, John Robertson, Mike Hutsell, and Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader sports editor Michelle Garmon. We asked and answered questions like whose jersey is going to be the coolest one to buy this year, who the most vital Pacers are going into the 25-26 season, who was impressive in the Summer League, how many games the Pacers are going to win next season, and we all share a mutual love for Thomas Bryant.
This is for you, Indiana.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, Pacers fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and our State of the Franchise Roundtable. It's been a while since we've talked Pacers. Our Pacers guy, Mike Rich, has been busy. A lot of us have been busy. July is pretty much our month off of the podcast, although we have done quite a few. But except for the fever, it's actually been John's on season. Everyone else kind of off season. We're here to do a bunch of Pacers podcasts into one for just a few minutes here. Summer League, kind of a recap on that. Myles Turner, we haven't talked too much about that yet. His reaction, not that it happened. Yeah.
Who?
And most of all, just kind of the state of the franchise. Of course, we start with our Pacers guy, Mike Rich. What do you think the state of the franchise is?
I think when you said the title, I said, "Oh God!" I really don't know what the state of the next year is. The franchise is fine. The future's bright, and I really think I just don't want to see a bunch of stupid moves to try to fill Myles Turner's spot. I just read somewhere they got like 14 extra $million this year with Tyrese being out. They're wondering if they're going to use it or not. I don't want to see Oladipo come back. I don't want temporary fixes. I want them to build for the future, and the best way to build is to play the guys you have. You have a great bench. You have great players. Stick with what you got and make them better next year.
Nembhard has to be the point guard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has to go in the season as your lead guy there. I'm gonna maybe like to have seen somebody added to be a secondary ball handler, but yeah, you're going in it. I mean, he's probably going to make a leap because of this, because he's going to be the primary guy with the ball in his hands, I think, most of next year. But yeah, you really don't have a better option than Andrew Nembhard going into the season.
Yeah, the talk of Westbrook and Chris Paul and somebody to fill in for him, I was like, no. Andrew Nembhard is the point guard.
I agree 100% with that. Yeah, Nembhard has to be the point guard. I mean, again, we had a deep bench. I mean, we lost 2 starters. So, I mean, we did have a very deep team. And these guys are going to get better. And I think it's a great opportunity for Nembhard to really solidify his next contract, because he'll have 2 years left on that contract when Haliburton comes back. So I think this puts him in a position to really go for bank.
I didn't mind the discussion about bringing in Westbrook or whoever else, as long as that person knows they're going to play off the bench. Like, I don't care if you want to get a really good guy that's been a role player but is older, but if they don't mind coming off the bench, okay. But you're not going to get a ton of money, and I don't think those guys' egos would let them do that. I think you'd have another DeWanna Bonner situation.
I would have been perfectly satisfied with a Chris Paul type signing, just because his presence, and he knows he's at a point in his career where he's not going to be the primary guy. He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to be a full timer. But I also understand he thinks he's chasing a ring still, because as odd as it is, and as long as he's played, he's still never won one.
As
So
great as he's been.
he goes out to that big retirement community on the West Coast in Los Angeles to play for the Clippers, and a bunch of guys who are about our age out there running around right now.
The article I read about Chris Paul is he was going to retire if he didn't go to LA because he just wants to be close to home. So that's close to his family, close to home. And since he can be there and play one more year and then he retires.
That makes sense.
They're not every night guys anymore. I mean, they're not consistent enough. And I don't know how they fit into that locker room and that culture with the Pacers. And even though he's not going to play, I think Haliburton is going to have a very big presence on that still with the team as far as leadership and stuff. He doesn't have to be on the court to do leadership. And I just don't want, and like with Nembhard and Nesmith, these guys are young and they're there. And I didn't like the thoughts of a Westbrook or Chris Paul coming in.
I think chemistry's big, and we have really good chemistry with the guys we have. And they're just makes sense to keep what you got. Don't try to add something. I think we got a decent opportunity to be a decent team next year with the starting lineup that we're going to have.
But I would have taken Chris Paul. I would have taken Chris Paul or Westbrook over Oladipo or Paul George. I don't want either one of them back.
If you ranked them, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm just saying, like they've both been in conversation of coming back, and I'm like, I don't want Oladipo, and I don't want Paul George.
No,
like you both left proving who you are to this franchise, so
right.
We don't, I'd rather have somebody like not playing hardly at all than either of those two.
I think that would totally disrupt chemistry.
So much of it, not just next year, but the year after as well, comes down to the development of Jarris Walker and Ben Mathurin. Mike Rich, big year for those two coming up.
Ben Mathurin's going to, I anticipate an even bigger leap next year. I do want to see him move the ball more, but no, I think he's just that natural scorer, and that's something we're going to definitely need next year. And Walker, absolutely, he's got love the guy, love the energy. I think he's going to get more time. With the more time he gets, I think he's going to get better and better. That's why I say keep the core of what we got. I like that they signed Wiseman and they got, and Isaiah Jackson's coming back. I mean, they were planning to have Wiseman last year, and they stuck with that. They brought him back. I think he'll be a good addition. I don't know much about Jay Huff, what he's going to do. No, I think Mathurin, and he has to step up in the locker room too.
I am kind of excited about Jay Huff. I'm not going to lie. Like, I saw a video of him playing in Spain the other day, and yeah, they weren't playing a ton of defense, but some of the moves he was making and some of his mobility and just power in the paint looked strong.
The reverse dunk.
I've come around on Jay Huff. My initial eye roll. This is just a tall stiff that they're putting in the middle, but I've read all the state media at this point, and I'm Team Jay Huff. Probably going to have a jersey by the end of the year. This guy's the next Mark Eaton, if nothing else. So, go Jay Huff.
It's just that if he plays, it's not the best case scenario.
He's going to contribute. I don't know if it's a big role, but I love the fact that he can catch anything around the rim and above the rim, which we know Myles Turner could not do.
But what I read is he's similar to Myles Turner. He likes to shoot the three. He likes to be on the outside. He's not a big rim protector, does not rebound. And I think that's the thing I worry about. And like I said, I haven't watched him much. I've seen a couple highlights of some dunks and stuff like that, which is exciting. But yeah, somebody that's on this roster that we're not even thinking of's got to step up to compete in the East next year.
He looks way more mobile than Myles, though. Like, I mean, if he shoots the three and he can dunk or power, like if he's basically the same as Myles in that regard and doesn't rebound, at least he's more mobile and can move.
I keep hearing this Myles name. Is this some fictional character that I'm not familiar with? I mean, who is this?
Do we want to address that? Do we want to address the like?
Some fans are traumatized. I think they didn't want to re-sign him. I think they had no interest in ever re-signing him. And they made an excuse. That's why Myles Turner didn't inform them before he left. They'd shown no interest in signing him.
I feel like both parties didn't do a real great job with the whole scenario, but I feel like Miles is trying to play this role of a villain, kind of like, Angel Reese says she wants to be a villain, but then when the negativity comes for being the villain, they don't handle it very well. And I feel like that's going to be Miles' situation. I think, he in this moment he's trying to play this villain character, and I think he's going to not like the results.
And I think Milwaukee's gonna be disappointed. And what they get from Myles, and I think Myles is going to be disappointed because he's not going to the same situation or scenario, and he's not been invested in Milwaukee for years for the fans to immediately fall in love. If he goes and he only gets 6 rebounds a game, and his 3-point shooting isn't good, the Bucks fans aren't going to be patient, and they're not going to show
There's
a
a guy
lot.
on his team who fights for rebounds. He'll never get a rebound.
He doesn't pair well with Giannis as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't think they're going to pair well together, but
Against some matchups, maybe, but yeah.
John and I were Team Myles this whole postseason. We were the two defenders in this group, and I just feel burned now. I'm a jilted, lovelorn 16-year-old who got left by someone that she had invested a lot of time in. So I'm not talking about this person. I hope it's really cold this winter in Milwaukee.
One day I hope we can look back and say we love him. For now, he can go to hell.
The things that John said about Oladipo and George, that's where I'm at with Myles right now.
Well, I'm not going to burn my Myles jersey or anything. I'm not thrilled with the way he left at all. Like, I think that
one day though we'll be able to say we loved him.
See, I think that I will be on that page. I think after a while, once he retires, I'll look at it back his career and appreciate him. I don't think I'll ever appreciate Paul George or Victor Oladipo.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, that's fair. You can think I'm wrong, but I don't think I'll ever like those guys. But I do think I will appreciate Myles long term. But right now, he is what he is.
I'm with John.
Love you, Paul George.
I can appreciate him down the road. I was in the division, Milwaukee. I mean, he could have went to any other team other than maybe Cleveland. I would have been happy. I would have been happy for him. Good for you.
New York? You'd have been okay with New York?
Yeah, because it would have made it worse.
Detroit?
Yeah. Detroit would have been the one that would have,
Yeah.
But
Here's
Milwaukee's
probably
too.
At least him going into the division, the Pacers will know how to defend him. And and they're going to know every one of his weaknesses. And, and I don't know that I'm sorry, maybe he will have some big games. I don't think he has it in him. If he had that, that killer mentality, then he would have stepped up huge as soon as Haliburton went down in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He didn't. He doesn't have it. He's soft. So I don't look for him to have big games against the Pacers.
Soft.
But my big concern is just how the Pacers have chosen to replace him. I'm not saying go out and blow a bunch of money but right now they just have 28 feet of meh in the middle. I mean, you have 2 guys coming off Achilles injuries. Jay Huff, who we just talked about, we don't know anything about. I mean, and who's the
what
fourth?
They have, Mike, is flexibility. I think what they have by not signing Myles Turner is flexibility going forward. I think that's the key. And if Isaiah Jackson is good, then all the better. If not, you're going to be able to replace him.
I wasn't necessarily team let Thomas Bryant walk. I mean,
me too.
He wasn't great. Okay. I mean, I understand Thomas Bryant is not a championship caliber starting center, but
perfect 11th man.
He contributed a lot to a team that went 15-8 in the playoffs, I think. Mm-hmm. And now he's headed to Greece. So obviously the NBA had the same opinion of him that most people, but I felt like he could have been a depth piece. You've got the guy who Mengelt doesn't even know his first name in line, maybe to start.
Stanley?
Yeah, Tony Brodkowski, I think.
The Bradley who is like a less nimble. Bradley who makes me think of Myles Turner without having a shot. I cringe watching him play, and I just think
Bradley
presence on the bench was great, whether it was on the court or not.
Fantastic.
Sean Bradley.
Like that was a mistake.
The real question is, do we get James Johnson back?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Man,
It's a
that's hard.
shame losing
That's a
both those
heartbreaker.
guys. It's such a big. You guys talked about team unity. Those guys were both a huge part of it, and I hate losing them. Thomas Bryant's the perfect 11th man, and they were paying him nothing. I don't understand.
Teammates loved him. He's beloved in the state because going back to college,
He never didn't play hard.
he always played hard. He had moments. Where you were like, "What in the H is going on out here?" But he was the perfect for his role on the Pacers team, and I just hate seeing them that they let him just unceremoniously walk away.
Sucks. I'm bummed, especially when you sign Tommy Bradley instead.
Yes. I didn't like that signing.
Well, let's look at it this way. Do you guys think that they made some of their choices because they really don't think they're going to contend this year, or do you believe their press release statement that says that was not a factor? The Haliburton injury was not a factor in any of their choices. That's what they said publicly.
The Simons will never tank. I mean, I don't think they ever look at it from a standpoint of we're not going to compete next year. They simply will not allow the team to do that, and they're going to probably be in the 7-8 play-in tournament.
That could be as high as 4 if everything went well.
Not with the team they're putting.
If everything went well,
you don't lose your unquestioned top guy.
If Matherin becomes an elite scorer, if Jarris Walker becomes a everyday contributor, if all these things happen and everything goes perfectly, they could be a top 4 team.
And if Naismith and Nembhard stay healthy, I think they can have a really good season. I think, those guys cannot miss a lot of games. But I like this team, and I think, like you said earlier, I think this is going to be year Nembhard is really going to come into his own, and I think it's going to be valuable for when Haliburton comes back. Because the confidence and everything, and even Naismith, and the Pacers folks, they could be really, if Isaiah Jackson, if he comes back, because I just heard a lot of good things for him, the Pacers could be scary good, especially if, maybe they go find this center in a year or, something to fit the right guy.
The best case scenario is if Isaiah Jackson is a good backup at some point and they bring somebody else in, but his development could be key to them. I think they can win 50 games, guys.
East looked like it was in shambles when we were in the postseason, and it was largely created by Indiana, but now everybody that we had questions about got better. Detroit is looking really, really good right now on paper, and then only Detroit got better because one of their best players got caught in a gambling probe somehow.
It's true. They almost overpaid him.
They almost overpaid him. Then they go out and get Duncan Robinson, who's one of the best shooters in the league, to fill his role. You got Cleveland, who improved their guard position with Lonzo. Milwaukee, for better or worse, I think they got better with Myles. I can't believe I said that name.
They're a playoff team.
They're better than Indiana, I think, at this point in time.
Who runs point for them now with Dame gone?
My son asked me that last night, and I just saw that they signed somebody, and he was so memorable that I can't remember who it was.
Well, the answer is they have Giannis.
I get that, but I'm just saying, you got to, regular season-wise, you got to think that without Dame, they've gotten a little worse.
Maybe not. They also lost Brook Lopez, and they're not good. They have no guards. It'll be interesting. Like I said, they got Giannis, so they're going to be good. That's the bottom. I think he's the best player in the world.
It still goes back to chemistry, though.
Well, hold on. You take Giannis over
Joker?
Jokic?
Right now, yeah, absolutely.
No, that's crazy take. That's crazy. That's the worst. Yeah, Jokic is that's the craziest take I've heard from you, Miguel. Giannis over Joker. That's nuts.
He's the most physically intimidating. I think if he has good teammates, he's the best player in the world.
Somebody go find the video of Jokic after his horse won today in Serbia and tell me he ever reacted that strongly to it on the basketball court. The man just does not enjoy his job whatsoever.
No,
but his horse won today.
His
horse won today, and he would have thought he was just in his daughter was getting married. That's how much he was crying. It was the most hilarious thing because he said he won a title and didn't care this much.
He didn't.
In the NBA.
Yeah. And Giannis plays hard and really cares. Again, no one's more skilled than Jokic. But I think the only downfall that's come with Giannis is that his teammates are just horrible. The team around him is just awful.
And you think
And they
Turner
still were
makes that
15.
better?
No.
Yeah.
I think it's just as bad a situation.
Okay, so back to the East. Let's look at this. I agree.
Orlando.
Detroit, I'm on board with, and I definitely think Orlando's stepping up. I think they're going to be better than the Pacers this year.
Could be.
I think
Atlanta probably be better than the Pacers.
But again, those are two
Atlanta, I
teams
don't
that,
know.
like the Pacers, they just kind of need things to go perfectly. Atlanta's got a good start, though. If they could get rid of Trae Young, they'd be the favorites in the East.
Cole Anthony was the guard that Milwaukee added that I thought could be
Yeah.
be a starter. That's his name
He
was
will be a
I
starter
was
for that
forgetting.
team.
He started in Orlando, so I could see him starting at playing big
Yeah.
minutes for Milwaukee.
I think Orlando's got a shot to be a top 2. Well, Cleveland's obviously going to be probably the best. Cleveland's probably number 1.
Yes.
But I think Orlando has a shot to be number 2.
They do.
I think New York's 2-3 probably.
We'll see.
I'm just
I
saying
think
that's
Orlando. I think I've been saying for
Detroit,
about since he was drafted to me, Banchero to me looks like a generic LeBron James. I think he could be that good.
I don't know about that good, but I definitely think he's about to move into all NBA first or second team caliber player.
So the Pacers aren't winning the East this year, but
No.
I could see them winning 50 games. I think this roster is good enough.
Well, I'm going to see what the line is. If I were setting the line, I would say like 42.5. That's the line I would probably set.
That's a good number, I think, John.
I think that's the right number, but I'd take the over.
I mean, Greg, we just said they're maybe the 6th best team in the East. Do you think the 6th seed in the East is going to have 50 wins?
No, but I think that if everything went perfectly, they could get to 50 wins. That's all I'm saying. Not all those teams are going to be good, by the way.
What's your floor then? I mean, I think I could see this team being a 38 win team.
So could I. If things went poorly, it could be a complete show of a season for sure.
They could be picking in the lottery, which
could
would be a bad thing.
Maybe not.
Maybe we can't forget Kevin Pritchard in all of this. I don't think he's going to let the Pacers win fewer than 42 to 43 games. Because he's going to want to carry momentum over into the following season when Haliburton comes back. And if he can, I think he's the creator of one of the best art of the deal makers in the NBA. And if he finds the right deal, who knows? I mean, status quo, Pacers can be pretty good if they stay healthy. I really believe that because I think they still have depth. But, I mean, I trust Kevin Pritchard to make the right moves.
Last question, guys. Anything you saw during the summer league that made you interested in a potential player? Johnny Furphy or Quincy Jackson or anybody like that jump out at you?
That Furphy dunk was by far the best poster of all time.
That was pretty fantastic.
Well, we know Michelle's a giant Furphy fan. She thinks
but it was also
be...
pretty obvious that he's not close to contributing.
I think the guy that the Pacers are most interested in looking to see develop, I think the guy they're the highest on at this point is Cam Jones. I think they like his potential a lot. And I think they think he is probably more ready to contribute than Furphy. One, he's older than more mature.
I think Nembhard has a good shot to really, I don't want to say making you forget about Haliburton, but I think he has a great shot at filling the shoes pretty well to where we're like, okay, we're going to be fine for the year.
Because when he has long-term, the couple of times that Haliburton's been out, he has looked amazing.
Yeah,
that Lakers game, I'm still thinking, if we could get that Lakers game, Nembhard, man,
I have the line.
They could win
the
50
official
games.
line of Pacers wins for the 25-26 season. Regular season wins is 38.5. 38.5. That's the line.
I'll take the over. But I get it. I get why it's there, but I'll take the over.
What do you think it is for Detroit?
47.
46.5.
Orlando 50.5.
Whoa. That's high for a team that hasn't done it before. but
What's New
there's a good
York
chance
at?
they'll do that.
Let me check Milwaukee real quick. Milwaukee's at 42. Milwaukee's 42 and a half. New York
That makes sense.
is 53 and a half.
And Boston,
Boston, I'm guessing will be lower since they lost Tatum. 42 and a half.
Atlanta.
Miami's 38 and a half.
That seems low.
Atlanta is 46 and a half.
You think Miami will have a better record than the Pacers, Mike?
I mean, they're going to go into the season with the team that they're paying to put on the floor, so that's a huge advantage.
Sure is.
Their highest paid player isn't going to be an observer for the entire season, and I'm a big, despite where he played in college for both of them, I am a big fan of Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. So I think they have the young pieces that are going to continue to progress. Let's face it, Spoelstra is one of the top 5 coaches in the NBA. So
No doubt
yeah,
about it.
I'm on Team Miami. If we're talking about players that caught my eye a little bit this season, I don't exactly know the status of this kid, if he's a two-way guy but Ray J. Dennis. We're looking for a second ball handler on this team. Is there any chance whatsoever you see this kid maybe getting some minutes and becoming a contributor? He was a talented player at Baylor, and he showed some signs in the summer league, I thought.
He can certainly score.
I think
He's
he's going
always
to get
been
some
able to
long
score.
looks. I do think you'll have if the Pacers sign him, I think they'll look at him. I think he'll have an opportunity to do, because I did hear some good things, and I know the Pacers, some things that I saw where people talked to the Pacers management stuff, that they liked what they saw from him.
And Quentin Jackson, too, is awfully good. I don't know if he's good enough to be a full-time NBA rotation guy, but he is. Every time he plays, I like him.
I know they are contributing. They are putting Talon Peters on a 2-way contract, so he is staying in the organization.
That's good. I think he's got
The other second round pick, who I gonna be honest, did not catch my eye that much in the summer league, but I didn't watch as closely as I'm sure others did.
I think he shot 93% on 2-point shots. 12
Wow.
of 13.
In college, he had incredible shooting numbers in college. I do know that much.
And he's got off the chart measurables, which is pretty good combo. All right, guys. I'm gonna say Pacers win 48 games. Anyone say over? All right. Who says the lowest?
I'm sticking with John's number. I like that. 42 and a half is what you
40,
said, right?
42 and a half would be the line if I was setting it. So I guess I would say 42.
Mike, Rich,
I'll go the over, but I'm going to say 43.
and Michelle.
She was thinking 44 to 45. Yeah, and then I'll take 45.
So I'm the most optimistic, then Michelle, then Mike, Rich, then John and Mike are the least optimistic about the upcoming season. But we all know that the Pacers are winning the 27 title, right?
Completely out of character for me to not be optimistic about one of my favorite teams.
That's right.
Not like me whatsoever.
That's right.
So okay. Last question. You're buying your jersey for the new season, because every season you got to buy a new jersey. Who are you buying this year?
I would buy a Nimhard or a Naismith jersey.
I bought a Neesmith during the finals, so I don't think I would buy it again. I think I'd go Nimhard probably this year.
I'm going to go Furphy.
You know, he was on my list. I really want a Furphy, but I need to see that he's going to play. I don't want to buy it if he's not going to play.
I don't think it's going to be this year.
Yeah.
Not
Mike?
I'm still Team Siakam, so we haven't really talked about him at all, and he's going to be such a big part of this team. And I haven't bought a jersey of an NBA player in years, so I'll go with Pascal.
Like it.
I think mine would be Jarris Walker. I just want him to be good so badly. I like him so much, and he's got such great instincts. He could be just fantastic. Next year's got to be his year.
So nobody's getting Matherin, even though we expect him to have a breakout year. That's fair.
I'm not as big a Matherin guy as some of the others in this group. There's something about his game that
he can score.
He can score.
I just think it comes down. This is a year he has to prove he can fit in the system, or he needs to get moved.
if he has the season that everybody projects, then he's not going to be here very long because they're not going to be able to afford to put him on the roster. So I'm not committing to buy his jersey for that reason.
That's fair.
Jarris Walker's the answer, everybody. I think Jarris Walker is going to be the answer a lot next season. At least I hope so. That's the best case scenario. If Jarris Walker is great, the Pacers could be really, really good. Thank you so much to Mike Rich for joining me almost every week to talk Pacers. Also to our guests, Mike Hutsell, John Robertson, and Michelle Garmon. Always appreciate their time. And thank you so much for listening. Please share this podcast with the Pacers fan in your life. Please help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here and talking about Central Indiana sports every single day.
Throws it to Ewing. Ewing surrounded. 2 seconds to shoot. He tries. He shoots. He missed. He missed. He missed. We went the field, baby. Ding dong. The witch is dead. And we're going to Disney World. He's in the lane. He nearly lost it. He backs up and unloads a three. Oh! That did not happen. It hit the back of the rim. It popped high into the air. And it dropped gently through the net.
In 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.